ODD Atelier LLOUD and Blissu are based in South Korea. As such, for the Black label, LOUD conclude a partnership with RCA Record to release new solo music that Normani, Tate McRae, Chris Brown or SZA made part of. She has full ownership of her records. ODD Atelier serves as a platform for her diverse projects across music, fashion, and entertainment. Since its inception, Jennie has engaged in various activities, including runway debuts and music collaborations. In September 2024, she signed with Columbia Records to release new solo music, with a single slated for October 2024. Blissu's mission is to share the happiness Jisoo creates through various projects transcending genres and fields. Jisoo expressed her excitement about this new chapter, aiming to bring joy and diverse experiences to her fans. For the global distribution of her music, Blissu collaborates with Warner Records. This partnership ensures that Jisoo's solo releases are available worldwide across various platforms. Notably, her debut solo extended play, Immortage, was released on February 14, 2025, under Blissu and Warner Records. Rose joined the Black label, a subsidiary of YG Entertainment, in June 2024. This move was aimed at gaining greater independence and creative direction in her solo endeavors. In September 2024, she signed a worldwide deal with Atlantic Records, partnering with the Black label for management. Rose expressed enthusiasm for future projects, indicating a new phase in her solo career. American labels have more skills and money, and the demand is here. Jennie's song You and Me, solo performance version, is entirely in English, making it her first full English solo track. Rose released On the Ground and Hard to Love, both of which are completely in English, showcasing her vocal versatility. Lisa's hit Money is a full English track that gained massive popularity for its catchy beat and confident lyrics. Jisoo's debut album Me features Korean lyrics with some English phrases. In Immortage, Your Love and Hugs and Kisses are entirely in English. Notwithstanding, it doesn't make them Western artists even if they gained independence and write in English. Their labels are South Korean. They do collaboration to distribute the music, thus the American labels are intermediary. They have Western producers or writers, but the songs they released, the label location, artistic choices and promotions made them K-pop artists. They are also involved in creation, so the label K-pop artists is a better fit now. K-pop fans, like any fanbase, are not a monolith. There are those who thrive on drama and gossip, while others are strictly about the music, the choreography, and the performances. The drama, however, can sometimes overshadow the music, with controversies and scandals being the currency of online communities. When drama surrounds an idol, it's almost like a magnet for attention. Fans get hooked because subconsciously we're wired to pay attention to intense emotions, whether negative or positive. Emotions drive clicks. A YouTuber who can create tension, stir up controversy, or sensationalize a topic often finds their content blowing up in views. It's not always pretty, but that's the reality of human nature. The brain craves drama, and online platforms reward it. However, it's important to remember that this kind of engagement, while lucrative, can perpetuate toxicity. What's worse is how it sometimes shifts focus from the art and the talent to something far less constructive. Even when the music is amazing, drama steals the spotlight. K-pop fans deserve better content that celebrates artistry, not just drama. K-pop fandoms are filled with diverse personalities. Some come for the music, others are all about the celebrity gossip. Culture of idol worship sometimes breeds a hyper-focus on the individual, which can be detrimental to the group. Dynamic. Fans often forget that idols are human, and they're entitled to personal lives and flaws. This can be hard to reconcile with the idealized, curated image that K-pop companies sell. And while many fans celebrate the artistry, others get fixated on what goes on behind the scenes, feeding off the drama like it's an ongoing reality TV show. At the same time, some people in the fandoms have learned to block out this noise, focusing purely on the art, knowing that idols are more than just the stories told about them. This tension between drama and music is inevitable. As much as we want to see idols succeed in their artistry, the appetite for scandal is real, and it's a factor in their digital presence today. When BTS members embark on solo projects, they don't just release songs, they create entire worlds that their fans can get lost in. Each member has mastered their own solo branding, and this strategy isn't just successful, it's innovative. What makes BTS's solo careers stand out is the careful balance of personal authenticity and understanding the global market. Jungkook and Jimin's solo works appeal largely to Western audiences, using Western pop influences, yet they still maintain the soul of K-pop. Their style fits well with international trends while still keeping that core BTS essence intact. This balance allows them to attract a broader fan base, from the most loyal armies to newcomers who may not be so familiar with K-pop but are intrigued by their universal appeal. On the other hand, Jin and V have taken a more introspective approach. Their solo projects resonate with a more indie alternative sound, one that fits their personalities and artistic vision. Jin, with his heartfelt ballads, appeals to a different emotional wavelength, while V's deep atmospheric sounds draw in fans with a taste for experimental music. The beauty of these solo ventures is that BTS allows each member to grow artistically while still being part of the larger group. The members are not trying to outshine each other but instead are elevating themselves in a way that complements the group's success. This is why their solo careers work so well. They are a natural extension of their individual styles, and their fans connect with them because they can feel the authenticity. RM, J-Hope, and Suga have stayed true to their roots by focusing on rap, but their solo projects also show growth and experimentation. They're not just putting out tracks to maintain their reputation, they are constantly pushing the boundaries of what their fans expect. They stay involved in the production, writing, and even directing their music, giving them full control over their creative output. The fans respect this level of involvement, and that's a major reason why their solo projects are so well received. BTS's solo careers prove that it's not about selling a product, it's about creating a personal, authentic experience that fans can connect with. When you look at BTS's solo work as a whole, it's clear that they've each carved out a unique space within the industry. This individualized approach has allowed them to not only maintain their relevance but to continually grow their global presence. It's this kind of strategic yet creative marketing that most groups miss. Each member's solo work feels like a natural extension of the group's collective power, yet they're also individual stories in their own right. This duality of being both a solo artist and part of a massive group is what sets BTS apart from the rest of the K-pop industry. The main art is singing and music, not autotune. Autotune is everywhere, but when it's overused in K-pop songs, it can take away from the human connection that music is supposed to create. Music is an art form, and like any art, it's meant to evoke feelings, not just technical perfection. When a song sounds overly processed and artificial, it disconnects the listener from the artist's real voice and raw emotion. Many K-pop songs rely heavily on autotune to polish their sound, but it ends up taking the soul out of the performance. While autotune has its place allowing artists to experiment with their voices or achieve a specific aesthetic, using it as a crutch leaves little room for growth or true expression. The problem with over-reliance on autotune is that it creates a robotic, manufactured sound that can often make the song feel less like a performance and more like a product. There's nothing wrong with aiming for perfection, but music isn't about perfection. It's about conveying a message or emotion. In a world where fans crave authenticity, autotune often feels like a wall between the artist and the listener. The raw emotion in a singer's voice can be more powerful than any technology used to fix mistakes. Autotune can also detract from the dynamics of a song. A good melody should have moments of vulnerability where you can hear the imperfections, the breaths, the rawness of human emotion. When a track is over-polished, it sounds sterile and lacks depth. Sometimes a small mistake in a live performance makes the song feel more real, more relatable. There's a beauty in imperfection, something that autotune often eliminates. Moreover, autotune can be so heavily used that it sometimes drowns out the vocals completely, making it hard to even recognize who is singing. This detracts from the authenticity of the artist's performance. Another thing to consider is how autotune affects the overall sound of the genre. K-pop has always been known for its eclectic and experimental nature, where sounds are combined from various genres and influences. But when auto-tune becomes the centerpiece of every song, it risks making all K-pop songs sound the same. It's like covering every painting in a museum with the same shade of paint. It stops being unique. Instead of trying to fit every song into a perfect mold, artists should embrace their flaws and imperfections to make their music stand out. Auto-tune can be used creatively, but it should never overshadow the human aspect of music. Fandom culture can sometimes be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it brings people together to celebrate shared interests, creating a sense of community. On the other hand, it can spiral into obsession, entitlement, and toxic behavior. K-pop idols are expected to be perfect, never make mistakes, never let their fans down. But idols are people too. They have lives, emotions, and flaws. The reality is that they're human beings who are entitled to the same mistakes and growth that we all experience. This intense scrutiny can be harmful to both the idols and the fans. Pressure to uphold a pristine image is enormous, and it can lead to mental health struggles for the idols who feel like they can't live up to these unrealistic standards. When fans get too invested in controlling every aspect of an idol's life, it not only harms the idol but also the fan base itself. Toxic fans feel entitled to dictate how idols should behave, what they should say, and who they should date. This kind of obsessive fandom isn't just unhealthy, it can destroy the very thing it's meant to support. Then there's the darker side of K-pop fandoms, the hate. Some fans think sending hate to other groups will make their own favorites look better, but this only breeds negativity. Fans start comparing groups, idolizing their own while tearing down others. This creates a hostile environment where the only way to be good is to tear someone else down. Instead of fostering healthy competition, this mentality creates division and breeds hate. Constant bashing of other idols can make it hard for anyone to feel safe, and it leads to a toxic environment for both the idols and the fans. Ultimately, it's important for fans to remember that the idols they love are not perfect. They're allowed to make mistakes, grow, and live their lives. Fans should focus on supporting their idols in a way that nurtures their well-being, not tearing them down for every little imperfection. If we want to change the toxic aspects of fandom culture, it starts with understanding and compassion for the idols as well as each other. Instead of focusing on tearing others down, let's build each other up and celebrate the diverse, dynamic world of K-pop in a way that promotes positivity and growth for everyone involved. It necessitates a great marketing plan, teamwork, regularity, and star qualities. Being hardworking is not enough. Companies provide sometimes very little to no guidance, and it leads those groups to do more roles. It's easy to get caught up in the spectacle of high-budget music videos, but the real heart of a K-pop music video lies in the concept and execution. Sure, elaborate sets and complicated choreography can make a video visually impressive, but they don't guarantee success. The magic happens when the visuals, music, and storytelling align seamlessly. A low-budget video with a strong narrative can often create more of an emotional connection with the viewer than a high-budget video that lacks substance. Key is focusing on what makes the group unique, and highlighting their talents, whether it's their vocals, dance skills, or the story they're telling through their music. Marketing plays a huge role in the success of a K-pop group's music video, but it's not just about putting out a visually stunning product. Public responds to authenticity. Fans want to see the real personalities behind the idols. When a group puts effort into crafting an image that feels genuine, it resonates with fans in a way that over-the-top sets and special effects can't. K-pop fans are looking for something that feels real, a group they can connect with on a personal level. While production values are important, they should serve the story rather than overshadow it. The most successful K-pop videos often have simple concepts that allow the group's personality and talent to shine through, making the production feel more intimate and genuine. At the same time, choreography plays a major role in defining a K-pop group's identity, but it doesn't have to be overly complicated to be effective. A well-choreographed routine that matches the vibe of the song can be more impactful than a complex one that doesn't align with the music. Simple, well-executed movements can convey just as much emotion as an intense dance sequence. When a group is large, they might rely more on dance because of the limited lines, but when the focus is on a smaller group, the focus often shifts to showcasing their vocal abilities. Choreography should always enhance the music, not distract from it. In the end, the most important thing is authenticity. Fans can sense when a group is being genuine, and that's what makes a K-pop music video unforgettable. I don't think the audacious hairstyles and carefully curated skincare and makeup routines would have become so widespread around the world if this weren't true. K-pop is a global inspiration for fashion, makeup, music, and even comedy shows, and that's something you simply can't overlook. The wide variety of styles is exactly what makes K-pop so intriguing. This is an industry built heavily on appearance, and to a certain extent, every makeup and fashion choice is tailored to the specific venue or context. Idols appear in full makeup even during live streams or when filming at home. They are expected to look flawless and polished at all times. On top of that, their images are often retouched or photoshopped to maintain perfection. K-pop idols are admired equally for their talents and their visuals, so they're expected to be attractive and captivating. BTS, for instance, have showcased distinct and memorable styles from the edgy looks in Dope, the elegant painterly vibe in Blood, Sweat and Tears, the rebellious fashion of Mic Drop, to the retro and colorful aesthetic of Dynamite. Each of these eras remains iconic and instantly recognizable at the same time. K-pop idols have become global fashion icons. Idols are not just artists, they're walking advertisements for beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. The extravagant hairstyles, vibrant makeup, and on-point fashion choices are all part of the brand they're building, and fans look to them for inspiration. Whether it's the edgy haircuts, flawless makeup, or avant-garde clothing, K-pop idols are always setting new standards. And it's not just about looking good, it's about making a statement. The fashion choices in K-pop aren't just for show, they reflect the artists' personalities and the themes of their music. Each group and member has a distinct style, and this individuality is part of what makes them so appealing. From BTS's effortlessly cool streetwear to Blackpink's bold, feminine aesthetics, K-pop is constantly pushing the boundaries of what's considered fashionable. Gender-fluid clothing has become a major trend in K-pop, with groups like ATEEZ and ITZY challenging traditional norms and offering new ways to express identity through fashion. This fluidity has allowed for a more inclusive environment where fans of all backgrounds and identities can find a style that resonates with them. In many ways, K-pop is setting the agenda for global fashion. Brands are quick to hop on trends inspired by K-pop idols, and some even collaborate directly with the artists to promote their clothing lines. K-pop's influence on the fashion industry is undeniable, as it blends high-fashion aesthetics with streetwear, creating a unique mix that has caught the attention of fashion lovers everywhere. But it's not just about looking good, it's about being a trendsetter. Idols have become the definition of cool, and their fashion choices are just another way they connect with fans on a deeper level. They're not just influencing trends, they're creating them. Most of these shows are carefully scripted and edited to fit a narrative that aligns with the group's public image. It's important not to expect raw honesty or unfiltered personalities in such productions. Idols are entertainers, and their appearances, even in supposedly casual settings, are often pre-planned and polished. If a company wants to present an idol as a princess figure, luxurious, confident, graceful, focused on looks and wellness, they can design the entire concept around that. Viewers then end up believing that the idol is truly like that in real life, when in fact we're just seeing a controlled version. It's easy to forget that being on camera triggers a performance mode. Whether someone's quiet, thoughtful, loud, or goofy, it can all be part of the role they've been assigned or the mood of the show. Think about how differently we all act depending on the situation. At home, we relax and speak freely. At a party, we become more self-conscious and expressive. Around friends, we show our soft, funny, or spontaneous side. It's the same for idols. They are navigating a professional environment, often under pressure, and most of what we see has been edited for public consumption. The show's storyline, pacing, and emotional beats are often manufactured. We see what producers want us to see, not necessarily what is real. Their personal lives should remain private, and no one, including fans or media, has the right to invade that space. Speculating about whether they're introverted, extroverted, sensitive, or cold can be misleading and even harmful. Personality types are way more complex than we think, and people often act differently depending on context, culture, and expectations. In some cultures, being introverted is viewed negatively, so idols may hide that side of themselves just to maintain a favorable public image. The reality is, we don't and shouldn't expect to fully know who they are beyond their artistic persona. This is one of the most admirable parts of K-pop culture that doesn't get enough attention. Idols don't just perform, they give back. For example, unspoken Giselle has spoken up for animal rights. Hoshi from 17 donated 10,000 coal briquettes to help families stay warm in winter, and Yeonjun from TXT supported fire relief causes. These acts go beyond PR. They show a personal commitment to making a positive difference. Because they have large platforms, idols can influence and motivate fans to participate in charity work too. Their donations often inspire fan-driven projects like planting trees, collecting supplies, or raising money for people in need. What's nice is that many idols do this quietly, without even announcing it. They want to help because they care, not because it's a trend. Being a celebrity means you have the power to shape opinions and lead by example. And when idols use that power for good, it brings dignity and meaning to their fame. It also gives their careers a deeper purpose. In a world that often criticizes public figures for being shallow or disconnected, these idols remind us that kindness and social responsibility are still alive. They show their fans how to care about others, and that's a legacy even bigger than their music. Becoming an idol is not just a dream, it's a full-time, demanding job that begins young for a reason. Teenagers are usually quicker to learn complex choreography, develop discipline, and commit to intense training schedules. That's why many companies scout or accept trainees as early as age 12 or 13. While this raises concerns, especially about mental health and pressure, it's also true that young people can be deeply passionate about their goals. They bring energy, adaptability, and creativity into the industry. However, it's undeniable that teenagers are also more vulnerable. Some companies take advantage of that, shaping not only their routines but also their personalities and values. This can be risky, as it leaves little room for personal growth outside the idol image. Balancing school and training is difficult, and while some idols succeed at both, others have to sacrifice one for the other. It's a complicated path, not one that everyone would choose, but still valid. The rigorous trainee life can last for years without any guarantee of debut. Trainees often live in dorms away from their families, endure physical exhaustion, and undergo constant evaluations. Some are dropped with little warning, despite years of investment. The pressure to meet company standards, vocals, visuals, dance, language fluency, and social behavior can be immense, and perfection is expected at every turn. Many people criticize idols for not pursuing formal education, but education itself is a privilege not equally accessible to all. Moreover, formal education does not always accommodate the non-traditional schedules or learning needs of aspiring artists. Pursuing a dream isn't something to blame, it's something to understand. Instead of forcing idols to adapt their dreams around school, it might be better to design more flexible systems that support both education and artistic development. Online learning, customized curriculums, and mental health support could all play a role in ensuring idols aren't left behind academically or emotionally. K-pop shouldn't be about forcing young people into molds. It should be about helping them bloom both as artists and as individuals. Supporting idols means recognizing the sacrifices they make and ensuring the industry evolves to protect their rights, well-being, and futures. When youth are given the space to grow with guidance, not control, they can shine far beyond